get into it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's Friday. Hello, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic, host of Bachelor Nation News, and we've got all of your updates today. I've got a fresh new Old Navy t-shirt. That's right. The kids are back in school. Daddy's got a new wardrobe. This has not been spit up on yet by me or my son or wife. This is a fresh, never been farted in, new Old Navy t-shirt. Hello, everybody. How's everyone doing out there? Good to see you all. I'm going to be compiling what we're going to discuss today. And boy, do we have an interesting one for you. Times are weird out there, as it were. Very weird on the times, but we are here to cover the very strange body cam footage. I'm getting messages from people telling me many a protocol were violated in this body cam footage. Let's see here. I'm getting messages from Scottsdale Police. That's right. We've got messages coming in from Scottsdale Police letting me know what's going on. Looneycorn said, stream has started in case anyone needs to refresh the YouTubes. Yes, it has. So good to see everyone out there. I will be joined by my friend Megan Fox. If she were a milkshake, she'd be Malt Right. That's what I'm calling her, is Malt Right Megan. That's a nice way to put it, right? Anyhow, we'll be discussing the body cam footage. I'll share it with you right now. Let's take a look. I got a nice coffee this morning. Good to see everyone. Bruce is in the chat. Bruce is stepping it up big. I've got a big shout out for Bruce here. Let me share my screen. Is that how it works? Share screen. Here it is. So this is what we're going to cover, right? It's 18 minutes long. We'll watch it. And in this body cam footage, I'm getting notes from Scottsdale Police. These are people I know within the department. They say that they never ID'd Laura's mom. They never made contact with the party they were supposed to check in on, Laura, despite Jan verifying what Laura still didn't investigate. I don't know what that means. They went off task of call, and they were offered a small gift, which is not uncommon, but usually causes more problems to decline versus accept. Most officers will throw away food for safety. Yeah. Jane Jones says SPD flipped this wellness checkup royally. Yes, it was a royal flipping is for sure what it was. Hey, so Bruce from Oregon was so kind to actually help me or to edit my video. Let's see if I can refresh this. And for those that have been asking, and lots have, it's still rendering, so the image quality is not going to be great. But I've got my set from Scottsdale, which I'll be giving to the Patreon after we're done making content today. I actually had a moment in there where I mentioned our little fangirl, Laura. Let me see if I can find that in the transcript here. So if we go to Laura here, you'll see. Here's what I said. You probably already saw this.
I mean, she was helping herself to my money, so there you go.
I'll go backwards. This again was from March.
I got featured in Time Magazine and then sued for harassment. Give it up for that. Aren't those the two most American things you can do, right? I was eating apple pie as I was getting featured and sued at the same time. Like, go USA on that one. Sucks getting sued by a self-help podcaster. That sucks. I mean, she was helping herself to my money, so there you go. Got sued by a lady who rides horses. Why are horsewomen the most unstable out there? Like, literally, it said in the Time feature, it said, "You're gonna love Dave Neal unless your name's Laura Owens."
All right, so there it is, folks. 30 minutes of stuff like that. I'd call it rated R because there's a few F-bombs, but you can go check that out. Yeah, I wrote those jokes in the hot tub with my pal, before the show. You know, the self-help ones and stuff. Just keeping it simple. You know what's interesting though, and again, we're going to get started very shortly. We're at 300 people in the chat. We're going to get started very shortly because I'm only going to be going till noon. So we'll go for the next 15 minutes. We'll wait for Meg Fox to arrive. Malt, right, Meg, as I call her. Thank you, Bruce. I appreciate it. You know, it was so funny. Okay, you know, here now. Let's see. Is this the one? Oh, so Clayton joined me. I can't even share the beginning because it's unlicensed music because we did Genuine Pony. But here's a clip from Clayton joining me again. You know, appreciate the public folks, but this is going to be for sure private. This whole so I will share this with you, but please, you can't share it. Don't leak it. Keep it private. I'll just give you a clip right here.
Do I have to open it right now?
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, might as well.
Is it a baby gift?
I have no, I actually have no idea what's in it.
If this is a cease and desist, I don't know.
That's not your first rodeo. You'll be fine.
Let me see the.
But Michelle and my.
So we actually got crazy tea. So I went into the crowd and did some. Let's see here. Some you know. Let's see if I'm in the crowd. I think here I am talking to Clayton's parents.
Take it back. Clayton's mom, everybody, give it up for her. And yeah, all right, we have a question over here.
Hold on, let's see. Here's Clayton's mom.
We have 3 boys, and so I was thrilled at first because I was like, I'm going to be a grandma.
Did you hear that? Oh, no.
I was thrilled until we found out the real story, and then I was like, what the hell?
Oh, my gosh, guys, this is too good. I can't play any more of it. Let's see here. I did have a dance-off.
Is where I definitely hit a wall, and I get very agitated.
So anyway, is this the dance-off?
All right.
All right, let's see. I can only play like literally a second because I don't want to get booted because of the sound. Here he is.
Ricky Martin. Ricky Martin.
Here he is. I guess we have it. The ladies are gonna throw money at me.
Go Clayton. Go Clayton.
Go Clayton. Go Clayton.
Go Clayton.
All right, fun stuff. So thank you, Bruce, for getting this up there.
What if you're just at a?
Here's the. I'll give you the ending, but I'm not going to give you anything else.
Away one more time, neither. But
I tried to end kind of sentimentally. I don't know if I did.
I personally have been like a real proud content creator at how people have come out of all corners of the world to support truth, and I can't. Like, and if you don't know if you're just at a comedy show and don't know what the hell we're talking about, we'll see you after. But one more round of applause for Clayton Echard. Let him hear it. So there's the VIP.
All right, and then whatever. I thought I had some. There's, you know, we did a full Q&A. I talked to, let's see, different people here. But anyway, we'll get started. I just wanted to thank Bruce here for helping me for putting this together. I've had the audio, I've had the footage. I've just haven't been, you know, I don't know. It's hard to put it together when it's your own stuff. You know, I don't like to look at my own stuff. It's just annoying.
Wave to it.
I kind of want you to be my doula. Can you birth? I know.
So some of this I'm off. I think we had Courtney Robertson there.
You can make fake babies, but can you birth real ones? Can you? All right, I'm going back on stage. Give it up for Courtney, everybody.
Oh, we had Courtney. Let's listen to what Courtney had to say.
He did it. Give it up for Umberto right here. You did that rule. You found a non-bachelor tall guy who doesn't have problems. Like
6 feet tall.
Give it up to the 6 feet tall guys. All right. Well, Courtney Robertson, thank you for coming. How did you loved Clayton though?
Oh yeah, I'm a big Clayton fan. You guys, he's single.
This is what women do once they settle down. They try to get other women laid. This is the best.
All right.
I just want.
All right. So both of those videos will be up on the Patreon, patreon.com/Dave Neal. Miss Medusa says, LMAO, I'm cracking how Dave keeps saying this is it, but keeps sharing clips. Yeah, well, I mean, hey, I'm proud to, to have, I'll tell you what I'm proud of. This is going to sound cheesy, but every single person that came to this show, I couldn't have gone to Scottsdale if they didn't buy tickets. Do you know what I mean? Like this show was the most democratic thing ever. It was everybody showed up. And I want you guys to know something. Normally in a comedy club, half the audience comes because they're just fans of comedy and they just wanted to go see comedy. And then the other half is like, fans that come because they like that comedian. This comedy club is kind of in a touristy spot where they don't pull normal traffic. So every single ticket that was sold was someone that was there to support me and there to support Clayton. And I have to tell you how important that is, because if I didn't have you guys, we literally would have performed in front of 0 people. I'm so frustrated by the comedy club world. Like it used to be the comedy clubs provided the audience, the comedian provided the skill, and everyone, was happy. But the funny thing with this show is like, I made enough to cover my hotel and flight, but like it's not a good deal. I'd be happy to share I think I've shared the finances of it on the Patreon, but the longer you do comedy, the better deals you get. But when you're at a new venue for the first time, you usually don't get that good of a deal. But just put it that way. But Bruce, I appreciate you. All right, so we don't have Meg yet. So let's just go into this. Here are the text messages that came out from Clayton and Jan. So at this point, I don't even need to set any of this stuff up, right? These are text messages, look, all the way from June. So this is from literally 2 weeks, or no, less than that. This is from a week and a half after Clayton scored a couple blowskis, okay? This is ridiculous. This is from Jan, or so we think. Let me know in the comment section. Does this look like it's from Jan, or does this look like it possibly could be from Laura? Laura, of course, might know her way around Jan's phone number. I don't know, folks. Or as we're going to see from the footage, they might be in lockstep. Hi, Clayton. It's Jan. I very much appreciate you reaching out to me, as I know this is a stressful time for you and Laura. All right, so my guess is Clayton called Jan, because this is the first message we're seeing. So my guess is Clayton called Jan, and then this was the response. I'm more than happy to talk with you, but... there's always a but. I think it makes the most sense for you to speak more with her first. She is experiencing the physical effects of the pregnancy and needs the emotional support of you as the father of the child. I mean, how physical are the results of your pregnancy when you're 9 days in? I know if you put yourself in her shoes, you'd expect the same. You're both in my prayers. Clayton said, are you able to talk here in 5 minutes? I would greatly appreciate it. And it just so happens Jan is too busy. Sorry, I'm busy this afternoon with Laura's dad, Ron. Okay, no worries. When would be a good time to talk on the phone? I'm happy to accommodate whatever time works best for you. Clayton saying, I will call you at any hour of the night. Please let me know. She says, I'm really intensely focused on my husband and his medical needs. Okay, so now they're using Ron's Parkinson's. So in the amount of time she has to respond here, she's so busy with Ron that she can't pick up the phone. Again, please communicate with Laura first. She told me about what you said this morning, and given the circumstances, I doubt you can convince me of any reason why you can't devote time to get to know her better so that both of you can make the best decision possible. He said, I am not calling you to convince you of anything. I just want to have a conversation with you. I know you want what is best for your daughter. So, and again, at this point, he doesn't know Greg Gillespie or Mike. He doesn't know about anybody. I hope our conversation can lead us to a place where that is possible. If nothing else, I'd like to share with you a little bit about my entire situation. All I'm asking for is one conversation. And if you don't want to talk to me again after that, I will respect your wish. Can you talk Tuesday at 11 a.m.? Clayton's good. Clayton's a good businessman. He's getting times on the book. He's got a meeting maker, shared Google Calendar events. Bruce said, interesting. Whoever is texting with Clayton here is refusing to verify their identity at the time. Almost just like Chase J. Jones. And by the way, I've been giving updates on this documentary coming out. In the pitch that's being shared to, Netflix, Amazon, it's gonna be shared everywhere, right? It's gonna be a bidding war. In that pitch, they didn't include Chase J. Jones, and I get it. It's like too much information, right? You can't be like, all right, we got this. We got this paternity scandal, and then there's this fake black journalist that, no. Let me tell you, I won't have control over the edit from a standpoint of the artistic side of things, but I will be sending chocolate muffins to the creative directors of this documentary saying, please, I encourage you, hype the hell out of Chase J. Jones, because he is the most interesting side character, pink pony show of this event. Chase J. Jones, I mean, I'm going to make merchandise off of Chase J. Jones. Why? Because they don't exist. So nobody can claim fraud. Wouldn't it be great if Chase J. Jones sends me a cease and desist? Stop using my fake name. I created this fake name on my own. Anyway, Stephanie said, where was Ron when she rambled to the police for 20 minutes? Erica said, this is giving toddler who stole their mom's phone and is now buying expensive iPhone games. Erica knows a little something about that right there. Oh, funny. How funny. You're a joke, Erica. A joke. Deb said, what about tag? Yeah, what about tag? What about tag should be the another t-shirt. Chase J. Jones, ? What about tag? Tag. Who the F is tag? You're it. She said, I will, if you will agree to take time to get to know her better, to see if there is a deeper connection given the circumstances, then yes, we can talk at some point on Tuesday. My husband has a medical appointment that day, and I'm not sure what time. Oh, you don't know what time your husband's medical appointment is. Susan said, Laura blew it. She certainly did. Twice. She swallow her pride. She could have used all this energy and imagination to create her own mini series. Yep. Ace said, Susan, she blew a lot of things. Jeez. Clayton says, unfortunately, we have already tried that, and there isn't a deeper connection. I'm sure you can understand. He said, our connection went as deep as humanly possible. I'm sure you can understand that it's not possible to force something that is not there. Trust me, this would be a whole lot simpler if there was a connection. Nonetheless, I believe we could have a productive conversation and one that is worthwhile. Sharing my side of the story can paint a fuller picture that I feel will help you see both sides. You don't have to agree with me, nor am I asking you to. I would just like to give you an explanation for why I am proceeding the way I am. I will shoot you a text Tuesday morning and we can figure out a good time for us both. Thanks. All the best. Hey, our first super chat of the Friday from Wendy. Sounds just like Laura. Mom and daughter are nuts, says Wendy, not me. Rebecca said, how did these texts get out? Whoever these screenshots are from had access to Jan's phone because the blue is whose phone it is. Interesting. Is that true? Yeah, maybe these I don't know. Maybe this was given up by Laura as proof that Clayton talked to Jan. I'm really not sure. Luis said, hey, Luis, how are you? Good to see you. Luis said, Clayton was so optimistic. I always miss these live streams because I don't always get a chance to, talk to people when I'm not doing live streams. But I hope you guys can respect. I just had to take a break from the live streams for several reasons. One, they're great for the people that are watching, but for the people that aren't watching, it's almost like I was ignoring the other part of my audience. And that's the hard part, is balancing multiple niches within the same channel. So we've basically gained a lot of new subscribers. And then once the Clayton stuff ended, we lost some of them. In fact, I was surprised at some of the hate we received from people once it was over. Because, everyone loved, and again, I'm not trying to be negative, but everyone loved what we were doing when we were doing it. And then as soon as things were over, it was like, okay, bye. So I appreciate everyone who stuck around and who wasn't using me as any sort of transactionary, thing. You guys are the real ones. I'll take 546 of you over 1,500 people that don't want to hang out with me when the thing's all over. Y'all are the real ones. So he says, I'll shoot you a text. And thank you for reaching out. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And then her response was, clearly a connection of some sort was felt considering she is pregnant with your child. I am deeply disappointed that you have come to that conclusion without so much as taking her out on a date since this has happened. Unfortunately, if you are unwilling to even speak with Laura and explore that connection given what has happened, there is no need to have a conversation with me. She then says, in order to, and who knows, maybe Clayton called in between, I have no idea. In order to help Laura make an informed decision about this, it would be helpful to know of any physical, mental, genetic conditions, illnesses on your family side. Perhaps your mom or dad could shed some light on that. He says, surely you can understand that physical attraction is just one part of the equation when it comes to a healthy and long-lasting relationship. There's much else that people must align on: politics, religion, love languages, attachment styles, beliefs, morals, values, all the things your daughter doesn't have. The way we handle conflict does not align well. Clayton, you're just about to see. Yeah, how sad, how optimistic he was. And he's starting to go, I feel like we don't handle conflict well. And Laura's like, I will show you how we handle conflict. The way we handle conflict does not align well. And also, I haven't felt like I've had a say in any decision since we've begun handling all of this. Those two issues alone are enough to show me we're not compatible, which is completely okay. Jan, I really, oh boy, I love Clayton. He's nice and stern. He's going to be a good dad. Jan, I really think we should hop on a phone call. Wouldn't you agree it's important to hear both sides of the story before you cast judgment, come to a conclusion? She responds on Monday. My understanding is that you refuse to have that conversation with her. Once you have it, I'm happy to talk on the phone. And of course, then we find out he had plenty of conversations with her. They just didn't go her way because she's a petulant child. Alex said she refuses to talk for a second with him, but wants to talk with his parents. WTF. Yeah, so when this documentary gets made, generally what happens is this, and they conduct interviews. Usually they'll hire some sort of, set design somewhere. It'll be like a bar that they've done up, and they'll spend 2 days there just interviewing people. They'll get everyone's story, Clayton's, Mike's, mine. They'll probably get like Reality Steve, Megan Fox. If Laura wants to speak, they'll get hers. If Jan wants to speak, they'll get hers. Absolutely. They're going to absolutely try to get their side of the story. Do I think Laura and Jan will speak? No, I think they'll get out of it because they're going to look terrible. They're going to look terrible, because in the courtroom, there was a narrow scope of what they could cover. But here we can talk about anything. We can talk about Matt, Mike, Clayton, Greg, Sean. I mean, we're literally have almost 12 disciples worth of men here. Who's this? Oh, 1 second. I gotta send in my Venmo. Someone asked for my Venmo for a show that I just did. Anyhow, it's wild. All right, next super chat, and whoever sends the next super chat, we will start this. We will start this off. By the way, now, yeah, okay. It's 18 minutes long. I was kind of waiting for Meg to show up, but she'll come when she comes. I think she's already seen it. We've only got about a full half an hour here, so let's just watch it. And let's see here. Share this tab instead. We'll watch it. Again, I want to give credit to Schnitzel Ninja. You can go check them out right here for publishing this wellness check. Oh, you know what I also wanted to share? I'll tell you what. I'll start playing it right now, and then I'm going to get to the FBI call. There is an FBI call, of course, that was sent to Scottsdale police. So when Jan says, oh, this is a disgruntled ex, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, Jane says there is now a split screen video posted so you can see both body cams. All right, is it just as long? Let's see if the split screen is 18 minutes or so. Okay, good. All right, nice. Here it is. Let's do split screen. So we'll show the whole thing. Here's the footage. Lou said even Laura and Dingus are watching. Dingus is the nickname for it. Gingras. Oh, Gene. Okay, so this is a split screen. Oh, Corinne with $10. All right, so the intro is dedicated to Corinne. Thank you so much for that, Corinne. I appreciate you. So thank you for the super chat. Nothing like it. And thank you again, Corinne Bunderman, for the $10. That's going to go right to the diaper fund. All right. Appreciate everybody here. Hit the like button, of course, and let's watch it. Do we have audio? I think we'll get audio. Let's just see. Let's see what's going on here. Brittany said, I hope Matt does the documentary. I think Matt will. All right, so here they are knocking on the door. Do we have audio? Let's see if it pops in. Let's see. You're a joke, Clayton. There it is.
Is Laura here? Yeah, she is somebody called in a welfare check about her? Yes.
Yeah, it's a friend from New York. I don't know if you know who that might be.
No, what I do know is that she is the target of an online harassment campaign that has been going on for months. Okay. And one of the things that they wanted to do, it was started by a disgruntled ex-boyfriend of hers.
Not true.
And he started posting all of this crazy stuff about her on Reddit, stuff that is.
By the way, she really is a journalist here. She's doing a press conference for them. She's using her hands like Trump. They're out to get me. It's fake news. He's doing this thing, playing the accordion is what they do. And and she knew it was a wellness check right away. Why? Because Laura's in the other room saying they're going to call a wellness check on me. Why? Because she's threatening suicide.
Unbelievable. Right. And so he has encouraged people to do to call in the Scottsdale Police Department and ask for a welfare check. Okay. This is like the third one in a week. Okay. Oh, wow. And I had contacted she called in and talked to the Scottsdale Police Department as well and said, we don't want your resources. This is ridiculous. It's a prank thing. But I'm happy to go get her. She was taking a nap. This has been devastating beyond belief.
Is she asleep now?
She's taking a nap, but I can wake her up.
I don't think that would be necessary.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Taking a nap at 5 p.m. The hell's wrong? She's an adult. She's 32. Who takes a nap at 5 p.m.? Hey, Jan, get your daughter a job. You know what I mean? Get her. I've said this all along. Literally, if her daughter, Laura, just got a job at like an Old Navy, literally Aldi's, you cannot be sad working at Trader Joe's. Put her in a Hawaiian shirt and make her, test some Trader Joe's food like the rest of us. So anyway, all these wellness checks we have.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello, thank you. I'm calling because I was hoping to be able to have the wellness check done on one of my friends.
So that's somebody who's called a wellness check. We don't know who it is. I think they said they were out of New York. Let's go back to the footage.
It wasn't in our notes for your address. I'm going to put comments in there that says this is an ongoing prank.
Right. Right.
They still may send. We have to understand, because if it's not us on or it's not the same dispatchers, they still might just send on it. But I would work on trying to contact Reddit and let them know.
She has contacted them. They will not take it down. They will not take it down. And this guy, he's created different fake accounts. He's going.
She says he's created all these accounts. She claims it's all Greg. Here is the Federal Bureau of Investigation calling in a welfare check.
Scottsdale Police. Hi, my name is Hannah Clark. I'm calling from the FBI's National Threat Operations Center in West Virginia, and I'm calling to give you guys some pass-on information and to request a welfare check on an individual in your AOR.
For what address?
So it's going to be
The FBI, in part because they know the situation, because the FBI is looking into her, I'm assuming, along with the prosecutors.
It seems like she has a history of making reports to the Scottsdale Police Department.
There it is. All right, let's continue. So she's got a history. We got a pattern, folks.
Going to Great Lakes. Have you looked into an injunction against harassment?
She has
Okay.
against him. She's
By the way, does she have an injunction against harassment on Greg, or is it a restraining order? I'm not really sure, but either way.
this is part of his thing. She's had this against him for 2 years, and
This is an old ex-boyfriend then.
yeah,
Oh, wow.
it's an old ex-boyfriend, and she had the injunction against her harassment against him. I mean,
I'd love a behavioral expert to let me know what's going on here with Jan.
he's really another friend of ours who is an
Stuttering.
FBI profiler had looked at, what this guy is all about. And she said he's the kind of a person who is not going to stop unless he thinks he's got to win.
Thank you, Red.
And he had said to her, he texted her, "I will destroy your life. I will destroy your reputation." And that was 2 years ago. And he's just continued this.
Is he local here or?
Yeah. He's
Green.
What's his name?
Dollar from Canada.
local.
Thank you so
His
much.
name is Greg Gillespie. But he could have called from a fake number, or like I say, he's tried to start stuff online. She contacted the Scottsdale Police Department with a lot of instances of these.
Oh, they got the
sent
note.
it to
They got the. I really feel like I'm here. We got the notepad out. He's like, "This lady's cool."
the prosecutor's office. And the prosecutor's office said that they didn't think they could get a conviction on it. They said there was a lot of stuff, but they didn't know that if they would be able to get a conviction on it. So I think that one of his motives is to try to make it so that when her order against him comes up for renewal next year, that
Not in like it says they're on lie 8.
he can say, "Well, look, she's crazy. Look at all this stuff that he's posted online about her, and
Well, and then especially for her, document it, get copies of it.
Teresa says she offered to go get her, but Laura was busy putting on her moon bump costume.
Judge and be like, "This
Right.
is what's going on."
Right. And he's contacted a podcaster who has also been doing just relentless posts about her. And
There it is, folks. They're talking about me. Podcaster doing relentless posts about Laura. And at this point, we had the courtesy to not use her name, not for legal reasons, but because I really wanted her to get help and I wanted her to not have to be attached to all of this, because I knew that the audience was going to not take kindly to her lies. Let's go back and just listen to that moment there. Can we get any merch shirts out of this? Relentlessly podcasting. Hey, it's Dave Neal, relentless podcaster.
a podcaster who has also been doing just relentless posts about her. And
That's so strange.
I know.
It's so strange. It's so strange, sticking up for the truth. I bet you don't think it's strange now that county prosecutors are looking into your daughter. Now, look, I don't blame the cops. What do they know? They think there's a damsel in distress. Why? Because Laura hides behind the frail workings of, "I'm just trying my best. I'm being persecuted." Shut up, Laura.
But what prompted a lot of this stuff is my daughter
What prompted a lot of this stuff is your daughter blew a guy and then said she was pregnant.
became pregnant by the guy who was the Bachelor last year.
Okay.
And she became pregnant by him in May. And then he was acting like, "Oh, you're not really pregnant, or if you are pregnant, it's not mine." And then other times he was saying to us like, "Oh, but he wanted to be involved in the pregnancy," and all this kind of stuff. So
I just banned someone, but I don't know if it was an accident. I just banned Kathy Williams. Were they fake trolling me? I didn't know what that was. Bruce, I don't know if you can unban that person. They called me an unfunny vulgarian, and I was like, "That's mean," and I banned them. And then I was thinking, oh, maybe they were kidding. Maybe this is like an inside joke I don't know about.
anyhow, when this ex-boyfriend found out about her pregnancy with this guy, then it sent him into kind of an overdrive thing. And then he reached out to him, and it's like my daughter finally did a big post on Medium the other day, explaining, just the toll that all of this has taken on her.
And by the
how
way,
it's
it
just-
was because of that Medium post that Clayton re-lawyered up, that the FBI called her. I mean, she said the blood was on my hands.
It's crazy beyond belief.
Is it your neighbor?
I think there's probably somebody, our neighbor babysits dogs
Oh,
in the daytime,
okay.
so I think they're.
All right, I'm going to unban her. Sorry, that was an inadvertent ban.
Oh.
I got ban happy.
Okay.
You know what it was? Is Jan's just riled me up, so I got ban happy. I'll unban her.
So we're like,
I know. I'm always kind of like that too.
get online. I also try to get online. You can contact Google at different places and have her information removed from online, like house, phone number, things like that. Work on doing that too. Try to get as much information as you can offline. I know it's hard. We have to do it, and that's exactly how they tell us to do it. And there's ways to like whitepages.com, and you can go on, there's a link, it says remove my information, and you can go on that, have her start doing all that information too. And then I get that they're coming to the house, but see what you can do to block that information.
Right.
So,
Well, I feel really awful for you guys because it's a waste of resources, and it's obviously
now we're worried about a waste of resources. Rural Juror with $10 says, I can't wait for the documentary. A waste of resources is our big concern now. We don't want to send you out here for nothing. Meanwhile, there are DV investigators scouring Reddit because of false claims left after right. Scarlett said, Scarlett says, so strange for, hold on, the comments are coming in so fast. Said, why are the cops just believing her? She presented no evidence. Yes, I understand. It is infuriating. I'm so infuriated. Luckily, I'm joined by, what a pal, Meg Fox. How are you?
Hey, good. How are you?
Good. You look like you're in Stranger Things right now. What is this?
Well, this is my new office, my new temporary space. But I was at TJ Maxx yesterday, and I found a cauldron diffuser. And I'm sorry, but I had to have it. And I don't care that it's not
that's
Halloween.
You got the tilted lawyer.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So, but I had to move my office because our foreign exchange student came, and everybody had to shift around.
What country are they from?
South Korea.
Oh, very nice. Nice. Seoul?
Yeah. Yep.
They bring all the cool new technology and facial creams that they have.
The facial creams are insane.
No one does facial creams like Koreans, I'm telling you.
Nobody. They have the best skin in the world.
By the way, Meg, what's it like mounting your camera to the ceiling fan? How does that work?
Oh my God. I have no space in here. I have no space in here. And you know what happened? So I don't know why it's doing that. It's doing this weird thing where it's not focusing. Maybe it doesn't like my lights right now. I don't know. Here's what happened. So I had this smaller tripod and it broke. So now I have to use my giant tripod and it won't go any lower than this. So I'm still working on it. It's a work in progress.
I'm just teasing you.
It's awful.
There's something that happens when I see you. I just come in hot. I can't help. You hear I called you malt right. I said if you were a milkshake, you'd be a malt right.
Malt right. I love that.
Yeah,
that's
it's a good
funny.
one. All right. So you already watched this, right?
I did.
Thoughts?
It's insane. I want to know what's in those weird things hanging on the wall. I think it's spells. I think it's curses.
Spells. I thought they were the blood samples for Ravgen. That's what I thought.
Possible.
Yeah, possible. They look like giant spider eggs or something.
Here's my thoughts. I'm really disappointed that the police don't talk to each other because that's how it seems. It seems like the police do not speak to one another, and there's nothing in the notes. There's never anything in the notes. Like, why don't they have a bulletin with her picture on it stapled to everybody's cubicle at the Scottsdale police office?
Yeah, this seems to be the problem with a lot of things where, they can't talk to San Francisco and pull notes because I guess they want to give people the benefit of the doubt, but that's how you abuse situations like this.
Yeah, it's not good. And it doesn't engender a whole bunch of confidence in me that our police departments are, paying attention the way they should be.
Yeah. So, all right. Should we play it a little bit?
Yeah.
All right, play it and just let me know if there's a place you want me to stop.
All right.
We'll just let it ride for a little bit.
Prank stuff.
Yeah.
But do you know what phone number had contacted?
It's a 415 area code. It's out of New York.
So she's she's trying to find out who snitched.
415 is San Francisco because we're from San Francisco. Our numbers are 415.
The 415 one day I tried.
Oh, she's getting the number.
Yeah, so they actually give her the phone number, which is incredible to me. I don't even think that's legal.
Unbelievable stuff here. Yeah, someone sent me a list. Someone that's within the Scottsdale Police Department sent me a list of all the things that were violated here. And I don't want to, just for training purposes, you would hope that they could get re-educated. I mean, they didn't even find Laura. I mean, she could be bound and gagged in the kitchen for all they know. I mean,
really, how do they know that a reenactment of Misery isn't going on inside? They never lay eyes on her. The entire reason why they're there is a wellness check. You're supposed to, by protocol, lay eyes on the person at least. And they don't do that. They just believe this random woman who comes to the door. They never ask her for ID. They don't know who she is. She just says she is her mother, but how do they know?
And she's also taking a nap at 5 p.m. What a loser. No, people said, oh, don't hate on naps. Look, I'm not hating on naps, but chances are she sleeps 16 hours a day, wakes up, crushes one of her energy drinks, goes and cancels a few guys, and then goes back to bed. And I get it, when you're depressed and you got a lot of mental health issues, you probably sleep a lot. But boy, if I'm the mom, like I said, I'm making her go apply to every minimum wage job in town. Go to Aldi's, go to Trader Joe's, go stack some boxes somewhere. Just get a life.
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, but as you can see, her mother appears to buy her garbage. She just believes everything.
Yeah. And by the way, chat room, can you tell me who did I accidentally banned somebody? Does anyone remember the name of the person I banned? I'm trying to unban them.
I hate when that happens.
Well, they called me unfunny and I just banned them. And then I realized they were calling me an unfunny vulgarian, which is what Tag had called me. So I was so angry at Jan that I blocked, and I haven't blocked someone since the Reagan administration, but it just pissed me off. So her name's Kathy.
Oh,
right,
Susan did it. Yeah, she's unbanned. They
Thank you,
figured
guys.
it out.
Appreciate it. All right, let's go back to Jan here. All right, so it's quiet because she's snitching. She's getting all the info. Jan's complicit as hell here. You got to look at Jan.
The person that called us gave us that phone number to contact her, so that whoever called doesn't have her.
Hold on.
So at this moment, Dave, they're just giving her the phone number that the person gave to them to reach her. And it turns out it's an old number. But this female cop is now going to go out of her way to go to her car, get her phone, and give Jan the number of the person who called in the check, which is incredible to me.
I feel so bad because I'm going to give this female officer so much credit that she's doing girl power shit. You know what I mean? I'm sure they just think they're on the right side of it, but that's why there's protocols. All right, here we go.
Okay, because
give me a second, I'll walk out and go grab it.
Oh, that would be great, because I'd really like to see if I think it's probably a fake number, but
Probably.
But yeah, if you could let me know, that would be great.
Do you know how to spell Greg's last name? Is it Gillespie?
They could be contributing right now to Laura's next stalking victim. The police could be contributing to a stalking situation by giving Jan this phone number.
And very well, we don't even know. So if there's anyone out there that did this wellness check and you want to talk to Meg or myself privately and let us know. But yeah, this is talk about not wanting to get, and I got to tell you, Meg, I know you know this, you're a tough cookie, but this is I've got so much residual nonsense I'm dealing with because of my own wife being scared still. Of course, to this day, it's going to go on for a decade and I would hate to give Laura the benefit there. But she caused so much random chaos with her lies that it's unmeasurable.
It is.
I think he's around Laura's age, so I think maybe 89 or 90.
The year he's born.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, what? Okay.
when I said old boyfriend, I meant old boyfriend.
89 or 90.
Yeah, 89 or 90.
And is he white, black, Hispanic?
He's white.
He's white now.
He's white, yeah.
And he lives here in Scottsdale, you said?
Yeah, I think he lives on.
So she knows where he lives?
Okay.
What mom
been harassing
knows
her?
the address? This is like, does the mom know how big he is? You know what I mean? Like the mom's probably seen his nude photos.
Stopping by the house at all, anything like that?
He has gone into her email. They dated very briefly, and she became pregnant by him.
Okay.
And
so this is now the second story she's told them about this, her daughter becoming pregnant by some rando. And it just, to me, if I'm the cop, I'm like red flagging it all over the place at this point. And they just never seem to. They're just like, okay. Mm-hmm.
Hey, let me tell you something. You know, from behind the scenes, I've spoken to a few people regarding this documentary, and some of the stories that are going to be told regarding Laura and Greg are so funny. When you know, funny in the saddest way, but when you hear when we start to paint, like we already have an idea of how things went down. When we start to paint a visual of how bizarre, sad, scary all of this is, it's gonna be so. I just can't contain myself.
he was very, shall we say, violent in his effort to get her to have an abortion. So she filed an abortion coercion case against him.
And it was dismissed.
Okay.
Which really ticked him off.
Yeah.
She didn't ask for any money for her. She asked for a charitable donation for abortion coercion. Did you get it? Yeah, it's for.
Oh, she's so
Let
excited.
me see here. Hang on a sec.
Jan is such a boomer mom right here. She's got the size 64 font, probably.
My text, so I can text myself.
1565.
Here, I was gonna. Okay.
All right, so they're snitching. They are snitching. Oh, this is crazy. I didn't even know this.
You know, when you do a FOIA request, Dave,
Co-founder of. Oh shit! I lost it. I hit the wrong button.
When you do a FOIA request and you ask for a police report from, you know, any police station, the reporting person's identifying information is always redacted, except for maybe a name. But like the phone number would be redacted, the address would be redacted. And I just can't believe that these cops are just like, oh yeah, let me give you the number. Sure.
Yeah, it's like, what, you know, okay, worst case scenario, you know, obviously it'd be nice to know the number if it was like fraudulently shared. This could have been someone from just the internet, but you know, we saw the FBI. I just shared it before you jumped on. Oh yeah, I got to email that to you. We have the FBI who called in the wellness check as well. So it's not like it's just some disgruntled ex when the FBI is getting involved. And I wish we knew who it was just privately so that we could find out if they've been messed with, because God knows they're going to track the hell out of that phone number.
I don't. She didn't. I was saying that my daughter had briefly dated this Greg guy, and in 2021, I guess, and she had become pregnant by him. And he was very violent in his effort to persuade her to take abortion pills. And she filed an abortion coercion case against him. Able to get a protective order against him, and you know, it's just like I say, this whole thing has, once he found out you know, that she was pregnant by the Bachelor guy, then he was just like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go tell him this stuff. And he's made lies. I mean, absolute, he's made crazy things. He's posted online stuff saying that that he went to high school with her, which he never did. I mean, he's posted on these fake accounts.
Clearly not Greg.
Not Greg. Not just. And the DV unit investigators proved this in the emails. They said, look, we looked into it. There's no way to know if this would be Greg.
He knew
and even some of them were years old accounts, like way before any of this started.
And, you know, but, you know, you get these, it's not even a half truth. You get a quarter truth from Jan here. I mean, really, what a journalist with the spin. She was made for this moment.
That she was pregnant by a developmentally disabled kid.
Do you know about this rumor?
Yeah. Yeah, this rumor all came from the same account. There was like one post. I actually never shared it because it couldn't be verified, which just goes to show that we were doing our job in trying to share like only the truth. But she was accused.
Yeah,
of,
I didn't either. I heard about the one high school thing, like a teacher or something, but I never talked.
Janitor. People were scared of her. Like, yeah, who knows? Who knows?
I didn't share that stuff because you couldn't, corroborate it. So she's complaining about people posting these things online, but they never really went anywhere. You know?
Yeah. And she says, I mean, everything we shared was fair. And another example is like her, like, I don't blame her for not sharing my name, but like these cops, obviously they're not investigators. They're just doing their job.
Yeah.
But like one simple Google search, literally, you could take her story. You could get a whole angry mob of people that hate me and you and all that and go, oh my gosh, you're the worst. And within 2 minutes, they'll all be like, oh yeah. And they'll all be like, oh yeah, no, we're on the wrong side. And then they'll move the angry mob in the other direction because it's there's never been something more one-sided.
School principal. I mean, things that are so unbelievably outrageous. I mean, it's just like, it's to really, I think, try to discredit her again, so that when her order against him
that's what
comes
she's
up,
doing to him.
that it'll look like, oh wow, you look at this stuff online, man, So
there is a current order of protection against him.
Yes, okay. There is, and
was
like
that
I say, it
filed through
expires next year.
Scottsdale or
Yeah.
county? Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, and the guy is unhinged. I mean, I had
sounds like it.
I had no clue when, I had said to her when she wanted to file this abortion coercion case in the first place, I said, you know what, just let sleeping dogs lie, just be done with him and everything like that. And she was like, no, I feel really strongly about what he did and the way he did it to me. And so, she went ahead with it. And as I say, it just started this torrent of really, really bad stuff. But anyway, I appreciate it. And
no problem. I'll definitely look into trying to get any information you can removed online. They had your name too.
They did. What did they have? As
Elizabeth?
Okay, that's my given name. Jan is my nickname. Jan is the name I
And
use.
then Robert? What was it? When I took a picture of it, just
okay. Yeah.
they had your husband's name too.
Okay, Ron.
Ron.
Okay. So
Mrs. Brightside, you're right.
She's like,
If
yeah,
you
what name
repl-
did you give me? Elizabeth? Oh, that's my given name. Yeah, no shit.
I like what Mrs. Brightside 15 says. If you replace every time she says Greg with Laura, then the story makes sense. It does.
Can we get someone to re-edit it with the truth? We'll just overlay it, please.
I would definitely try to see whatever you can remove from online.
Yeah. No, they've been trying to post on our social media stuff. They've posted on her social media stuff. They've and this guy, as I say, when she was going out with him, he said, like, well, I'm really suspicious of people. So, would you give me your passwords? Because I wouldn't want to think, I want everything to be, I want us to trust each other. So she was like, oh, okay, sure, no problem. So he's gone in to her emails from years and years ago and doctored emails and sent them as though they were from her. He's doctored letterhead.
He hacked into her email, then hired a Fiverr person to make a fake ultrasound, then had Laura call him saying she had the ultrasound. I mean, come on.
He did come here one time when she was dating him, and the first thing he said, hey, I need your parents' Wi-Fi information. He was out here and he said, I need their Wi-Fi. What's their password?
So they've never changed their password?
They never changed their password. Laura's never changed her. I mean, she's been hacked so many times. She really needs like one of those password protection sponsors for her podcast if she ever makes another episode.
So it's really not hacking if you give someone your password and then you don't change it, is it?
And who gives their password on date one? There's no way that happens.
No way.
MG Law said, this video is insane. Hey, how are you, buddy? Yeah, this is even more unhinged than I thought it would be. And the audience is losing their mind. Someone says they're back to drinking. We've relapsed, you guys. Rural Juror says, we already got that one. Robin with $2 for the unbanning. Hey, yeah, of course, we appreciate it. Jam said, why aren't they actually talking to Laura? They are there to do a wellness check. Well, because they're just not trained. They don't know what they're doing. That's $5 there. Sabine says, Jan and Laura are terrifying and cold-blooded. It's awful to see how easily they lie. Yikes. That was a misuse of the Grammar. Okay. Jennifer, $5 says her mom gets off on telling these stories too. Yeah. I think her mom's pregnant from this.
Yeah.
If later when you speak to Laura, like I said, I won't necessarily want to wake her up, but if she wants to speak,
You
let's-
should.
Wake her up. What are they talking about? She's not a sleeping baby. She's 32.
I know.
What
You
are
go
they
in and
talking
look
about?
at her and make sure she's not tied up in the basement. And like, come on, what is
Now,
this?
Now Teresa said maybe Jan was stalling so that Laura could get her baby bump on. That would have been interesting. You know, like either she has the baby bump and then she can no longer claim she had a miscarriage a month earlier, or she's got no baby bump. But we would have loved to see what she showed up with. You know, dang, I
Yep.
really wish. And who knows? She might be waiting in the storage closet with her baby bump on. You know, trying to cram a couple burritos down to get the bloat going. Who knows?
someone from the police department about everything that's been going on lately, because you said it's been the third time in about the last week or so.
Right, and she had talked with Detective Reedy, I think, had he had come up with, he had sent the stuff and forwarded it to the prosecutors, but the prosecutors just said that they have to be assured of getting a conviction.
Reach out to.
Do we know? Can we get anything from Detective Reedy? Is that something we can look into, or do you think?
Well, we have his reports. We've got tons of them.
So we have all these reports.
And
from
Reedy's reports actually say none of this is verifiable. There is no crime here. He's the one who said the Reddit accounts were made years before this, that it's not, that she has no proof of any of this, and that she gave him conflicting information, because in one of the reports that she made, she said Clayton did this one thing. And in the other report, she said Greg did it, the same thing. So Reedy has already noted in his reports that she is providing false information to the police and that there's no crime. So why they haven't charged her with making false reports is the question.
And do you think that's something Maricopa County prosecutors can add to the menu?
Sure. There is no end of the things that they can add.
I want to ask you about that. Let me barrel through this because I want to ask you those questions. But I'm going to play the next 4 minutes uninterrupted, and then I'll talk to you and then we can wrap this up.
Have her reach out to Detective Reedy again and let him know what's going on with this now. That may be able to kind of help maybe refile the charges.
I think what his thing was that it would be difficult for him to be able to prove, she was suspicious of all this stuff.
Yeah.
But there's nobody else who would have the motive to do it.
It is difficult
It's hard
to prove.
to prove it, yeah.
It's the proving because he goes under fake names. He, like I say, he obviously, doctor. Did they say what their concern was when they called?
Suicidal comments.
Okay, well, because when she posted this thing on Medium, she had written in there that this unrelenting, this has gone on for months, that this had made her feel borderline suicidal.
Okay.
So, but she said the borderline suicidal thing, but that's not
Unrelenting podcaster Dave Neal.
That's not the case.
Right. It's like she had said to me, like, oh my God, how much more of this can I take?
Right.
Does she have any friends in New York?
My daughter
She can take a good load.
My other daughter lives in New York, but she's well aware of what's going on there. She would
contact you directly.
Oh, of course. And Laura talks to her like 2 hours a day. They're on the phone. So, and I was just with my daughter.
That's why
in there,
I should pause. I said I wasn't going to pause, but that's why she's taking such a nap. She's got such a busy schedule between all the podcasting and phone calls with her complicit sister.
5 minutes before you guys rang. And the reason she lives in the casita. And the reason I left was because she said, hey, I'm spent from all this. I just want to close my eyes for a little bit.
Yeah.
So
When did she post that?
when did she post the Medium thing?
Said yesterday.
Yesterday?
No, it was before yet. I mean, it was on there yesterday, but I want to say it was maybe today's Tuesday, maybe Friday night or Saturday.
Okay, that kind of goes with the timeline. I'm going to give this to you. Not that you guys are in crisis, but they might be able to kind of help. Just give her someone else to talk to, or that they have resources that we don't even know exist.
Oh, really?
Reach out. They might be able to help you put you guys in a good direction.
Okay.
And also reach out to Detective Reedy again and
and
See if
just
there's
say
anything
that
else
this has
that's
been going
Yeah,
on. and-
let him know what's been happening, and
Yeah.
that way he's kind of apprised of it too. So it might be able to help kind of open a different door, a different direction. But reach out to him again.
Okay.
These guys have a lot of resources that we don't even know exist.
Okay.
So give them a call.
Okay. Yeah, it can't hurt because
No.
I mean, because like she had said, she had tried to be anonymous with this whole thing initially with the pregnancy with the Bachelor guy, and then people were saying, "Well, wait, you can," or this guy was starting the conversation that wait, you can Google the case, and then her name comes up, and it's Laura Owens, and she's a podcaster. She and I do a podcast.
How's that
and
going?
We've done it for I guess it's 2017.
She says it's very
And
successful.
iTunes named us one of the top
Look
25 most downloaded new podcasts in 2018.
Oh my
So
God.
we've
Wow.
had
Come
success
on.
with it. But I mean, this is just
We've had
she
success with it.
really had
Shut
wanted to
up.
stay under the radar on this, and then she finally decided, like, hey, this guy is controlling the narrative.
I mean,
And
good
and
God.
I have to speak out. I have to explain what's been going on, because otherwise she was feeling like she was getting no support from anybody, because she didn't really want to go tell her friends and everything.
She
like
still
that
has never
because
gotten
it's all
support from
going on.
anybody.
Yeah.
So it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. But I really
Our
appreciate
No
you guys
problem.
coming.
Yeah, we'll put comments in there so they know.
Okay.
Kind of.
Officer Brannick was the guy who
Okay.
contacted her the other night. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah, he
All the
we'll put
best.
comments in
Bye.
there with the address, and then it'll come up in the history. And we can go back and read through the comments. So we'll try to do that to kind of help you guys out a little bit.
Okay,
So.
yeah, no, I really appreciate it. Anything
No
anything
problem.
else? Hey, wait, I've got something for you guys. Hang on one sec.
That sounded like a scream.
Some
That
Monster
creaky
Energy
door
drink.
sounded like a scream.
I hope this isn't bribing the cops.
Well, thank you.
I
I will never
appreciate
say
that.
no to chocolate. So, well,
Thank you so
all
much.
right, thank you. Have a good day. All right.
Is that how she's paying Gingras?
Yeah, full-size candy bars.
She's like, I've got it.
I did find out from Tug that brand is like really expensive and really good candy, but whatever.
Good to know. Oh my gosh. This look, there, I've been sort of bored by all of this, just because, I love that there's people like re-looking at things and, we're trying to keep the attention on it. But what level of optimism do you have with the prosecutor? Because they obviously made this statement this week saying we are investigating it, which I thought was insane. I mean, were you shocked by it? You sent that to me. Was that shocking to you?
No, not really. I mean, I know that public pressure campaigns, work on elected officials. And
But for them to publicly tweet that, I thought was insane.
they're tired of getting letters. And that's what you want. You want them to get tired of getting letters so that they continue to, to keep the heat on. And, listen, I think they're also very interested in this case. I think that there's public interest in it. People have told them it's a problem. Our elected officials that are supposed to enforce laws are supposed to be interested in what we're interested in. So they're doing the right thing. And I do have hope that they will prosecute her for the perjury at the very least. The perjury is very easy to prove.
I think with AI and with the world we're moving into, they're going to need to set a standard that you have to try your best to tell the truth. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like we're moving into a world where it's going to be ugly. Everything's going to be made up in a second,
Yeah, and that's really scary. And people do lie on the stand all the time. And I get it, you can't go after every single perjurer. But when you have a case that's this egregious, you have to go after it to send a message. And also, listen, I keep saying I can fix things in this country sometimes. I find these small things I can fix. And I feel like this is one of them that would be really easy to fix. You always have at the prosecutor's office new lawyers coming in from college, right, who are interning or who are brand new. Make a new office in every prosecutor's office, which is the perjury office, and put the new lawyers in charge of it. And every year you have a quota you got to do. You got to prosecute 3 perjury cases, and you give it to the new kid. Fine, but do it, because people have to worry that if I lie under oath after I said I swore I wouldn't, I might go to jail.
That's really great, and it goes along with the same thing with like respecting being subpoenaed and things like that. And I don't know. I mean, we have a lot of issues that I do think a little more infrastructure could solve. Maybe, you know, I'm sure these prosecutors are overwhelmed with what cases they need to try, and that's why they only try to cherry pick the ones that are so obvious. But get more resources. Like I said, I just think it's going to be, I think this case, along with a few others, could be used moving forward with all of the AI issues, because this is really an AI issue. Most of her fraud came from Adobe Acrobat. You know, like people don't even know you can do that yet. Everyone's going to know how to do that
now.
Every diploma is going to be faked. I mean, or I say, you know, I hate to sound pessimistic, but for those that want to do it, they're going to make it way more hard. And the only way we knew the HCG test was faked was because of human error, not because of Photoshop error. Like, it was Photoshop so good. The only error was, I think her alignment was off a little bit. And of course she admitted to it, but it's like, holy hell, this is so important. And like you said, it's not every day, you know, small YouTubers can kind of affect change, but we're not, you know, we're just operating with what we can. And it's wild that it's actually worked.
I'm not surprised. I've done this before. I've gotten laws changed because of YouTube. You know, in fact, yesterday we had a judge in the Florida case, in the What the Hales case, was booted off that case by the appellate court in no small
really? That happened?
Because it happened, and we made such a big deal out of it, and we put his name all over the place and put his behavior out all over the place, that I think that the appellate court probably had no choice. I mean, it was the right decision, clearly. I mean, the guy was totally out of control. But yeah, I mean, I got to put a new guy on my wall of recusals and removals and withdrawals, which is amazing. So I'm not surprised that they're moving, because there's a lot of attention on this. That's how things in this country work.
I guess I'm surprised, because you just like, I didn't have one. We have hundreds of attorneys, right, that are watching this. I didn't have one person be like, no, yeah, they're going to charge her for perjury. Everyone was like, it ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
But like you said, we shine a little light on it, and yeah, we'll see. I don't know if laws will get changed, but gosh, I mean, with the technology that exists out there, you'd think you could have some more common sense ways to prove pregnancy early on if you're going to be doing this type of stuff.
You know what would be interesting, Dave, is if after this, and I do think they're going to go after her for the perjury at the very least, but let's say they don't go after her for the medical fraud or the the filing under fraud. That is a good opportunity, though, to start a movement in Arizona to change that law, to change the policy of you cannot go into paternity court unless you can medically prove you're pregnant. You know, that would be a fantastic law to make, so that this cannot happen to somebody again, ever.
Do you think there's anything that can happen to Jan here?
A lawsuit. She can be sued. She can certainly be sued, probably by Greg. I don't know if I would recommend it, and this is not legal advice, but he should certainly talk to an attorney and see what can be done, because they're always open, or they're opening themselves to a civil lawsuit for sure.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting is Laura's MO is like hurt these guys in the courtroom, get them to settle or move on, and just like kind of drain their pockets. So the fact that Laura's own tax dollars are going into investigating her is so ironic, and would be such a nice ending to this documentary. Just the idea. But so you had mentioned, getting, exposing these bad judges. Is this more of an age thing? Judge Duty was just so dumb. He didn't even know what a YouTube timestamp was.
No, it's not an age thing. It's called black robitis. It's actually it's a syndrome we talk about when a judge gets the black robe on, and everybody has to stand up when they walk in the room. And it goes to their heads in some cases. And there's a lot of them across the country. Judges are untouchable. They are immune from prosecution. They're immune from lawsuits. Whatever they do behind that bench is perfectly acceptable. And the only way you can go after a judge for bad behavior is if they do it off the bench, if they leave the bench. I saw an egregious video yesterday from 5 years ago of a judge who left the bench in the middle of a proceeding to run to the hallway, grab a woman in the hallway who was having a screaming fit. She was upset about something, pulled her physically back into his courtroom and then had her arrested and put in jail for disrupting the peace. Well, he's not a police officer. He stepped outside of his boundary. He actually was removed as the judge for doing that. He can't be a judge anymore for doing that. Now, the weird part there is he could have sent his bailiff to do that very thing. He could have just said, bailiff, go take care of that. Bring her in here. I want to see that woman. He
had power. So black
robitis.
I've got shortitis. The blood goes straight to my legs. So I gotta go here, but give me some life updates. How was it? Summer's over. Kids back in school.
Oh no. Here in New York, we are on the old timey schedule. Kids don't go back till after Labor Day here. So
yeah, that was the same with me. These Tennessee kids are already back, and I'm like, good, stay in school, you savages. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like it, but it is hard for me at this time of year because I'm starting to, things are picking up in the legal world. I need to get back to covering trials, and I really can't do it because I'm entertaining kids during the day. Hangry is in day camp, and he loved it so much. For a week, I put him in one because there's no kids to play with unless you put the kids in day camp. So I put him in one, and he loved it so much. He wants me to sign him up next week too. So I guess I will.
That's great. You should start a little journalism camp where you teach kids how to expose crimes out there. That'd be fun. Every kid gets like a little steno pad.
I take them to the courthouse and we sit and watch the arraignments and find stories. I actually was going to do that with my girls this summer, and I never did it. I haven't done it yet, but I think I will because both of my girls want to be lawyers, and I told them I would take them to court one day and we would sit and watch the arraignments and the trials that were happening, and they're all excited for it. So I need to do that.
Well, Meg, you do a good job showing your kids how to have passion. I think that's the most important thing is do something passionately so your kids can see that energy exists. And then when they find something they're passionate about, they'll know to pursue it. Not everyone has that. So good mom alert right here. You had a super chat. Megan, did you talk to Paul yet? I don't know if that's
I did. I was, thank you for reminding me that, by the way, because I did talk to him, and things are already happening. And we've already found out some very interesting information about that woman who's threatening me on Twitter. So
you've got a lady threatening you?
Oh, yeah. In the Karen Reed case, God, this case is so crazy, Dave. The people on the other, there's a bunch of us who think they didn't prove that Karen Reed murdered John O'Keefe, and it was a hung jury. So the jury kind of agreed with us. But the other side who thinks she did do this and wasn't set up by cops, they are rabid. And if you say that Karen Reed is innocent, they will come after you if you have any kind of following. And one of them is tagging the corrupt cops in my posts, like trying to intimidate me into.
Yeah, don't go to Boston.
Don't go to Boston. I got to stay out of Boston now because they know my name.
That's it. I mean, I'm from New England. I know these cops are there. Oh boy. But
unbelievable.
Didn't the jury have a unanimous decision though that she was?
Yeah,
then the judge
did, but the judge wouldn't allow it on she told them specifically, and this is so crazy. This is so nuts. She told them, do not write on this form until you've come to a decision on all 3 counts. So they had a unanimous on counts. I think it was it 1 and 3 and not 2, or 1 and 2 and not 3. And it doesn't matter. On 2, they had unanimous decisions of not guilty, but they didn't check the box because Auntie Bev told them not to. She said, don't until, you're all in unanimous. And so on the 3rd count, they weren't unanimous. And so she just goes, it's a hung jury. And she didn't get her acquittals on the 2 charges.
And they're going to retry this.
Yeah, unbelievable. It's double jeopardy. It's double jeopardy. Because she needs to get off on those 2 charges. Now the motion to dismiss is still pending. We're waiting on that hearing. It is, but I am redoing it on my channel. I'm actually rewatching the Karen Reed trial because I didn't get to cover it because we were busy with this. So I'm rewatching it. Tug and I are kind of taking turns going back and forth, and that's something that I'm going to be doing. But man, as soon as I announced I was doing this, Dave, I got attacked, and now I'm being threatened with members of this corrupt police force being tagged in my tweet, in my jokes about them being drunk drivers. And frankly, it's pissing me off. And I'm not having it. If they think they're going to scare me off from going back over this trial, they have another thing coming. Like,
Oh,
fuck
there
you.
it is. Whoa, there it is. Meg Fox coming
Fuck
in
you.
hot.
Cops are not, you don't scare me. Bad cops don't scare me. You're
There it
pieces of
is.
shit. You're drunken pieces of shit.
Hey, that's Boston for you. Hey, that's how you get the job, kid. You got to be a drunk piece of shit, drink some clam chowder and a Sam Summer, kid. Well, it was a pleasure talking to you. I got to go. We're going to go chase a waterfall. We're going to go find waterfalls with the baby. We haven't been anywhere yet because it's been so hot, and we have a little break in the weather. So we're going to do a Friday afternoon waterfall.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, very nice. So I got to go get my work done. But thanks for joining me today. And everyone, go check out Megan Fox's channel. If that goes to a retrial, I will cover it. Not that anyone cares what
cool.
I'm
Because we should do that together. We'll figure it out. We can hang out with each other and cover it. It'll be fun.
Are you watching the Olympics?
You know what? I wish I was. I was at the gym this morning, so I got to watch diving, but I don't have television. So I don't even know how to watch it.
What Quaker lifestyle do you have over there? Where
no,
are
I have
you?
streaming. I stream.
Oh,
But
yeah,
I
yeah.
have the streaming networks.
I'll let you borrow my Hulu password if you need it.
I don't have cable anymore. Is it on Hulu? I have a Hulu.
I have it on
account.
Hulu. I use Hulu Live. It has like unlimited
No, see, I don't have
DVR.
that. I have just the basic Hulu. So
Right,
I
if you
can't
could
get
be
it.
an Olympian, what sport would you do?
Oh, gymnastics or ice skating. If I could ice skate, I would
Okay.
do ice skating.
Okay, but summer you do. What would be your event in gymnastics?
Gymnastics, maybe, or gymnastics.
But like, what would you have a specialty? Would you be on the uneven bars or what?
I don't know. I've always thought that the pommel horse looks fun. Not the pommel horse. What's the one that you go over?
The vaults.
The vault.
I don't know what it is. All right,
That always looks like fun to fling yourself into the air, but I know I can't
Well,
land it. I
yeah.
surely can't land it.
Well, we landed this chat. Thanks for joining me. Have a fantastic weekend. Everyone go subscribe to Meg if you haven't already. And I'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Thanks,
Hey,
Dave.
bye. All right,
Bye.
folks, that's going to do it for me. I appreciate everyone for sticking around. I'm going to be live on Patreon literally right now, patreon.com/Dave Neal. I'm going to be doing my private live stream, which is where I will be putting together the afternoon rush hour podcast because we have a busy day still working on things. So again, patreon.com/Dave Neal. This afternoon, I will air the Clayton Echard Q&A in front of a live audience. I'll have that for you on Patreon. Don't make me regret it. We'll see you then. Bye, everybody.